My name is Kathy McMillan, and I'm the Director of Employee Spiritual Care at Loma Linda University Medical Center. And I think my job is kind of twofold. One is helping to create an environment that supports the spiritual health of our employees, and then doing mentoring and teaching in whole person care.
My name is Joanne Rosevank. I'm the Administrative Secretary or Assistant in the Informatics Department. So I've never worked at Loma Linda before. I've been here 4 months almost. I have worked at another medical office, a medical group that was affiliated with St. Bernardine's Family Practice Medical Group, but it's a lot different than working here at Loma Linda.
My name is Brian Solis, and I'm the Principal Trainer for Op-Time and Anesthesia here at Loma Linda University Healthcare.
My name is Melanie Hansen. My position is Executive Director, Business Management Solutions. I work with a number of professionals within information services who are passionate about supporting our customers.
When I first started working here, I remember beginning to hear about this whole person care, to make man whole, and to continue the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. And I think that's been modified through the years. Now it's to continue the teaching and healing ministry of Jesus, which I think is so important as we become one Loma Linda.
Before coming to Loma Linda, I had lots of small jobs. I worked in our college bookstore. I have worked in a fish market. I've worked as a busboy in a restaurant. So various little jobs like that. Loma Linda is different than any other place I have worked because the mission is entirely different. Loma Linda is here because we are spreading the message and the ministry of Jesus Christ, and that makes us different than any other place in the world. We serve a higher purpose here, and that I didn't have in any of my other jobs.
Sort of what I call the magic about being here at Loma Linda is the mission is very, very clear. There's a motto, it's called to make man whole. And wholeness means in emotional wholeness, spiritual wholeness, physical wholeness.
Wholeness sets Loma Linda apart because we are, I think, uniquely positioned to be able to address that. It's something that's been part of the fabric of our institution for years. When we talk about wholeness, we're not saying this is like a destination that we're going to reach someday when we finally, get perfect. But we can be whole all along the way. So it's like living life optimally wherever we're at, so that even somebody who has had an amputation could live a whole life because they're going to live at the best possible level for them at that moment in time.
So that's exciting. This is a faith-based organization, and you can feel it. Your very first day, I remember I started here roughly 4.5 years ago, but I have a rich history with Loma Linda. But on that very first day, we had an important meeting, and we were making an important decision on behalf of the providers that care for the patients in this area. And we started that meeting with prayer. And for me, coming from the private sector to not-for-profit, faith-based organization that has a terrific mission, that was really powerful for me. And every single difficult decision we've made since then, we've always done it prayerfully.
I feel like my job here, even as an admin with the mission and the culture of Loma Linda, I'm excited to come to work because I feel like I'm doing something for the greater good, even though I'm an admin in informatics and we're a lot of times behind the scenes. I feel like what I'm doing is affecting and changing other things that may be at the forefront eventually.
Part of our mission here in expanding the ministry and serving through Jesus Christ, it gives me purpose. It's why I work hard and just try to do my best, because I know that I'm not just providing a level of training so that our nurses and surgeons can use our software. But I am also here because I'm providing that spiritual connection, that purpose that Jesus wants for us. And ultimately, that's our entire goal here.
The 5 values that Loma Linda holds have just been around for about 8 years now, and I think they have provided just an extra focus in terms of what we do, because when we talk about continuing the teaching and healing ministry of Jesus, that's very broad, and we've got some great examples when we look at Scripture, but then how does that look in practical life? So then we talk about compassion, which is so important to patients and colleagues. We talk about excellence. We want to provide the very best care that we can. Integrity. So we do what we say we're going to do. We follow through on our promises. People know they can trust us. Teamwork. Such an important thing in the workplace, to be able to count on your teammates, to be able to do more together than you could have done by yourselves. And then lastly, wholeness, which is what we're all about, and that is addressing all of the aspects of a person's being.
All of the values I try to project and live even outside of work here at Loma Linda. I think that integrity, wholeness, all of those things are important and should be displayed whether you're at work or not. I try to live those values all the time, not just while I'm here at work at Loma Linda.
Being able to give that message of love, compassion, healing, and wholeness, and being able to live that when you come into work with other people who are living it as well, there's just a complete fullness that you get spiritually. And when I leave work, I feel recharged. And I know when other people who don't have this leave work, they feel drained. And I'm happy to come to work and to be with all of you and to be with all of our patients, because we're giving and we're receiving here.
There are folks here that their grandparents went through medical school here. I'm an example. My grandfather graduated from the College of Medical Evangelists, which is what we called our medical school. He graduated in 1936, and I didn't even realize I was walking the Centennial walkway over on the main campus, and I found his brick, and I didn't even know that we had put a brick in for him. And so, to me, that's powerful, right? And I think that legacy of greatness and that tradition, it brings a sense of pride to people, whether they've been here one day or 20 years. And if you think about the professionals that we have, and they've gone through the Adventist system, through the university, which is one of the best universities in the world, and then they stay because they believe in Loma Linda, they believe in this community, and they believe they can make a difference.
So really, truly, I think I probably have the best job of anybody who works at Loma Linda. And that's because I love our mission, and I love being able to help other people see the importance of it. And so I get to help influence the culture here. So the pictures along the hallway down to the cafeteria, those I am portraits, that was a project I got to work on. Just this week I've been putting the finishing touches on volume 3 of our Love Stories book, Living Our Values. And so I get to help kind of spread the joy of what we do here. And I don't know of another hospital that has a role such as mine. And for Loma Linda to have put the resources into a position for spiritual care for their employees is pretty amazing. And it shows the commitment of the institution to taking care of their employees. And I just love being able to be a part of that.
I feel like Loma Linda, and although I've only worked here a short time, I feel like they really truly strive to care about their employees and their patients, and they do things, to show that they do. They offer, the exercise programs, they offer the gymnasium, they offer, wellness things, they have, nutritional food for us to eat and things like that. Compared to other places where I feel like they've talked the talk, but they haven't necessarily, walked the walk. So I appreciate that Loma Linda does care and offer things that I can physically use, and they're there if I need them.
The best part of my day, every day, and the best part of my job is interacting with the staff and our partners on the various teams throughout IS, and then with our customers, the providers, the people in the business office, etc. We deal with a lot of challenges every day, and it causes the creative juices to flow, I guess, for people. It's fun to see the growth in our staff. They come here and they learn a skill, and they hone their expertise, and that's the best part of the job, is watching that happen.
Loma Linda is definitely where I want to end my career, because it's where I chose to begin my career. And the amount that I have received from Loma Linda in education and in growth, both spiritual and personal, has just been tremendous. And I couldn't imagine, and that's only been in 5 years, I couldn't imagine, in 10, 15, 20, 30 years, what sort of growth that we can have here. And just seeing in 5 years the changes that our medical center has undergone, and plans for expansion, and bringing on more people, and sharing those same goals and missions with them, and values, to be a part of that and to see where it's going to be in the future. I would love to be a part of that.
My journey's been good. I think I've come a long way. I was a bit overwhelmed 4 months ago when I started. Informatics is different. I had never even heard of informatics when I applied. I had to look up the word informatics because I didn't know what it was. But I'm learning. I'm learning what it is and the processes that it entails, and it's really interesting and an important part of what we do in IS. I love working at Loma Linda, and I really enjoy the group that I work with, and the teamwork within our department has been great. It's been a lot of fun so far.
I'm looking forward to continuing to grow myself and grow my skills, and I want to make a big difference in this organization if I can. I want to leave, like you said, on a high note, just like the athlete leaves after they've won that world championship or something. So I'm excited. I'm excited to finish my career here and to be able to tell my kids, my grandkids, that I worked at Loma Linda. I mean, that is huge.
I hope that I'm able to give back to everybody around me like they've done with me. If I can make everybody else around me feel as positive about this place as they have made me feel, then I know that I will do a good job. And if I can have this same feeling at the end of my career, then I know that my purpose here has been fulfilled in spreading that message. And I think that's ultimately what God wants for us all.